And so just how happy were you about everything that happened yesterday with your guys and yourself and just the Pac-12's sort of awards there?
You know, I think, you know, it's pretty special. Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, our coaching staff with the Coach of the Year award. You know, it's always special, but it all comes down to winning, and it takes everybody. And, you know, and they're individual awards, but they're really team awards. So I'm really proud of our program, really proud of the guys, and it's an honor, I can tell you that.
Do you have a sense as to how that Player of the Year award might play out?
You know, both guys who were in contention for it could have got it, and they're both great players, and they both had great years. I felt like Noah Dickerson, you know, he's a all-conference player. He was last year. Him getting double teamed, you know, it just helps everybody. It helps everybody. I was a little disappointed with David Chris. Thought he should at least get honorable mention. I thought he had a great year. You know, Peyton Pritchard not being on any of the teams, I thought that was kind of a, you know, I think he's a heck of a player. I think David Crisp, I think he had a great year. You look at what he did in conference, second leading scorer, three-pointers, the success, but a lot of good players were named. I just thought he deserved something.
How do you feel like the guys have responded since Saturday?
You know what? We had, yesterday was good. Realignment, get everybody back on track of what we have to do, and all the awards are gone, all the emotions are gone, and from the senior night, and now it's time to just move forward, just like we've always done. We just got to focus on getting better, playing really good basketball, knowing that we're really good when we do these things, and we're not as good when we do these things, and you know, lock in. And this is why you play a great non-conference and conference schedule. You get the chance to go play in tournaments, and it's a lot of fun. I know the guys are really excited.
One last question about the awards. I know you're focused so much on the process.
Yeah.
Just getting there. But do you feel like when you look at the plan, do you feel like these are the kinds of things that happen when the process is successful?
When the process is successful and you win, people get awards, and winning's the most important thing, and for these guys. And it's just a lot of fun to see them have that, and then it's also fun to see when your players acknowledge, even when they're getting individual awards, about the importance of the other guys on the team, and because it takes everybody, and that's, yeah.
When you talk about Dave and maybe even Miller to a certain extent, I mean, do you have to kind of manage them a little bit in terms of expectations?
No, they just want to win. That's the greatest thing about these guys, is they want to win, and they've sacrificed, you know, a little bit of themselves for the betterment of the team, and that's what winning teams do, and that's what our culture is, and they've been 110% in on that, and you know, go down, and we're at our best when we got a little chip on our shoulder, and it's going to be fun to go down there and you know, play good basketball.
Do you think that you have to coach these guys a bit different? And it's probably even silly to ask, you know, but just having now the Pac-12 Player of the Year now on your team, and you're talking to him, and you know, and like he's got that.
You mean he's going to look at me differently, like, Jalen, do this, man. Pac-12 Player of the Year. Hopkins doesn't know what he's doing. No, it's beautiful here in Vegas.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, I'm kidding. You know, listen, these guys, we got high character kids. We got kids that want to win, and at the end of the day, they realize that it takes everybody. And you know, listen, we didn't play our best game on senior night, and these guys want to prove to people that we're a good team, and we are a good team. We've proven it throughout the year, just obviously in that last night, and we've done a good job responding to our losses so far this season. You got to go out there, you got to have a chip on your shoulder, and you know, you got a great opportunity on a national stage to go out there and play good basketball, and that's what I know they're focused on.
Is it hard to have that chip on your shoulder when you're the number one seed? I mean, like, how can you put, you know, be like the—
Listen, to be honest with you, you know, we had, you know, we had an incredible season, and we were Pac-12 conference champions before the last week of the year, and so, you know, we didn't play our best basketball. So I think that, like, we're in game by game mode right now, and you know, so, you know, conference champions, yeah, it's over. You know, this is a new season. This is the third part. This is the third season right now, and it's 0-0, and that's why they call it March Madness. There's upsets. There's teams. You know, there's so much great drama and competition, and it's just another great opportunity. And we want to play good basketball. You know, that's the bottom line. We got a really good team that for a long period of time has been playing great, and we need to get back to that.
I know you want the energy 3 days in a row. Do you have to manage minutes that way to keep that energy flow for the?
My thing is I like, okay, how are we going to get great today, and then how are we going to get great tomorrow? We'll know who we play, and then we're going to prepare, and then we're going to go and we're going to worry about that game. If I play 5 guys that game, then we're winning that game. If we got to play 12 guys that game, we are winning that game. Then we will worry about the next one. It's one game at a time, one day at a time, and you know, we do have depth. That's been a strength of ours this year, and you know, we have a system that's a great tournament system, and hopefully we can give the fans a great week of basketball. You know, it's a tournament is really special, and being part of the Pac-12 tournament last year for the first time, and being part of the Big East and playing in Madison Square Garden, there was an energy to it that's elite. ACC, you didn't get that same feel that you did there, and then last year being in the Pac-12 and seeing the energy outside and the fans and the environment, pretty special place. And so just to be able to be a part of that and hopefully do better than we did last year and get an opportunity to win and play well is great for your fans, great for your program, and it's an incredible environment.
So many teams are in that must-win mode to keep their seasons.
Yeah,
You see this as really a wild tournament then?
Anything can happen. There's a lot of parity. There's a lot of good teams, good coaches. Guys are peaking at the right time. That's just what this time of the year is done. Every game that we play is a must-win game. The first game of the year was a must-win game. The Auburn for me was a must-win game. We just what it is. You know, no added pressure, but if you can play with a sense of urgency and you know, play great defense. That's been kind of the synonymous thing with us when we're playing well, and when we're playing exceptionally well, our defense is at a high level, and then we're assisting and making shots. It sounds so simple, but it really is.
When you started Pac-12 play, you talked about kind of a mindset switch, and that's something you can see with how you guys started conference play. Do you hope to see something similar with what you said now is like a third season for these guys?
You know, it's just, you know, listen, it's a long season. You have dog days, you have sickness, you have injuries. I mean, everybody's dealing with everything, and everything happens at different times of the year. And I think once you accomplish, you know, we you know, going through the season, you have season one, you have non-conference. We tried to play this schedule that was going to challenge us. We had a veteran team. We were the only team in the country to play 3 top 15 teams, 2 on the road, 1 neutral. Well, we were one of 3 teams to play 3 top 15 teams, but we were the only one to play 2 on the road and neutral. So we challenged ourselves. We wanted our goal was to be 10-3. In terms of in a perfect world, we were 9-4. We felt that schedule would help us going into conference, and it did. And we won record games in a row, which is really hard to do. We won 15 games, incredible, great accomplishment. Now we're going to what? Pac-12 tournament, and hopefully those experiences have gotten us to the point of where we can go and we can reference when we're at our best, this is what we do, and we're at our worst. So let's go out, let's practice these 2 days, let's redo this thing, and it's 0-0, and you know, it's going to be so exciting, and I know the guys are looking forward to it too.
Mike, you might just answer going into the season.
Yeah.
You said after the game Saturday night you thought you guys deserved to be in the NCs.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happened.
Yeah, I do.
What lead gives you that confidence?
Because there's very few teams, I shouldn't say there's very few, but the elite teams in the country, very few have won 15 games in a league. You know, we play in one of the top leagues in America. I don't care what some media think. We got great coaches, we got great players, and you know, we did everything that everybody asked us to do, play a tough non-conference schedule, 15th in the country. Played the #1 team at their place and gave them a great game if you watched it, you know. A lot of people don't get to see in the East Coast. Unfortunately, they probably saw us late and they watched the game. They're like, oh, that team, you know, whatever. If they watched the Gonzaga game and say, that's a Sweet 16, that's a team that can really do a lot of damage. And so we don't get focused on all that stuff. That's stuff that you see on Twitter. You know, we've won 24 games, league champions, played a top 15 schedule. I've won incredible games on the road, tough places to play, teams that have great records. And all you can do is what you can do. And, you know, I'm going on with ESPN bracketology. All these other guys. Joe Lenardi. JoJo, you're pretty good, buddy.
When you talked about teams that are peaking, teams that are playing well going
Yeah.
into the tournament.
Yep.
You were 2-2 in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of what?
Yeah, we're not. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't think we're playing our best basketball at the end of the year. We haven't. We played it in a stretch in the middle where we were elite, and you know, but that's the ebbs and flows. You're not going to play great every game, but you find ways to win, and this team has. The last 4 games reminded me a little bit of like where we were in the non-conference, where we put together halves. We didn't put together wholes, and so. But we've shown that we have the whole, and you know, it goes back to a lot of these teams. You get a chance. Play in the Pac-12 tournament, and then you go in the NCAAs, and I've been a part of a lot of games where you just get rolling at the right time. Anything can happen. That's what makes the tournament so great.
Is the perceived lack of respect for the Pac-12, is that a common topic amongst coaches? Do you guys?
I don't. Like, listen, my wife will sit there and say, honey, did you read on Twitter? I'm like, did you read on Instagram? Did you read on this? I'm like, come on, honey. Listen, we control the controllables. You know, we put together a great non-conference schedule, did some stuff that a lot of people didn't do. We didn't hide, we didn't run, and went into our league and did what we were supposed to do. Just go ball, go play, try to be the best team you can, and so.
Do you think that everybody, that other teams in the conference need to do that? You know, I mean, like, should there be a dialogue between the conference coaches to say, hey, this is what we need to do to make sure that our non-conference schedule is X, Y, and Z, and this is how we should schedule?
Well, you know, that's up to the schools and the commissioner and how they want to deal with it. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we just control what we can, and you know, we decided as a staff that we were going to challenge ourselves, and you know, we'll play any place, anytime, anywhere, and that was our philosophy and our mentality. And you know, we wish we would have won a game or 2 more. We didn't, but we challenged ourselves, and I think it really helped us moving into league play. I think we have great coaches in our league. I think we got really good programs. I mean, Dana Altman's won 700 and so games in Division I and Division II. As teams get better, you look at his record. Their team had beaten some pretty good teams at the beginning of the year. Bol gets hurt, but they were playing without Lewis King. Lewis King's now 25 games into the year, one of the top freshmen in the country. They're good. Kenny Wooten had a face mask for half of the year. Now he's back. He's good. He's one of the best shot blockers in the country. You look at Oregon State, they're tough to beat. They got 3 coaches' kids, top 50 players. They're always, you know, you never get separation. You look at their program. You look at UCLA, obviously, what they went through. They got unbelievable talent. You know, we got to do better in the non-conference, the bottom line. That's what they judge you on. They don't judge you on teams getting better. That's where I think it needs to start looking at. There's a lot of teams that do what? Get better. That's what, you know, it seems like there's so much weight put into the non-conference. But I'm proud to be part of this conference. I'm going to fight for this conference tooth and nail. At the end of the day, you got to go out and you got to win. When you get to play against one of those teams, you got to do it.
Couple more guys.
I know you guys watched the women's run in Pac-12.
Yeah.
Did that give you guys any worry that some of these lower seed teams are dangerous coming in?
Oh, we know that. We know that. I mean, listen, the bottom line is that's why they play the game. And I just want to go back to another point, and I'll leave it at this. Sorry, Ash, she's going to get mad at me. But I always go back to, and this is just, okay, so much of it is non-conference, right? You got to do what you got in non-conference. And I always go back to last year, because Arizona State has been the darling for us in the non-conference. They've gone out last year. They beat Kansas. They beat Xavier. They beat the 2 number 1 seeds. They were number 2 in the country. And then they came in 9th in our league, but our league was bad. I was trying to figure out who's creating that, right? I mean, this is, they went, they're number 2 in the country. Not only they were hot, and then they won at Kansas, Final Four team. But then when they go into our league, they come in 9th, but the league's not that good. Got a problem with that. I think that, I think that's, that's target golf. But they're not saying, God, the league must be pretty good. That team will beat Kansas and Xavier and those teams. Got number 2, came in 9th in that league. Wow. I don't know.
Last one.
Big picture question.
She wants to kick me out. She's like, oh.
You've got, I understand what you do.
All right. Sorry.
Big picture question on a bad day in college sports.
Yep.
The FBI investigation has indicted 50 people on a bribery scandal involving admissions into college sports. I know you can't comment on the specifics of the litigation, but in your experience in both national and international hoops and college sports, have you encountered a situation where you've even heard about bribery to get students in on athletic by false means by athletes, or is this a totally complete surprise?
Totally complete surprise. I actually got an email today of this, the story, and I thought it was connected to the FBI college basketball scandal. And then I was reading it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I started going back and going through it. But I didn't really study it. I haven't really looked into it. But when I saw the headline and I read it, it was pretty shocking to me. Very shocking, actually.
Right.
You haven't heard
I
much
gotta
about
go.
it in
No.
You gotta go.
No.
You're done.
No. Who's going to Vegas?
I gotta get him on something.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Who's raising their hand?
For an hour.